Thanks for joining me today. We have Ad Meliora. Can you tell us a bit about how the band came together?
Well, Ad Meliora is founded here in Stockholm, in Sweden. We are basically three people from Spain. We are from mainland, Sergio and I, and Avi is from the Canary Island. And Paolo is from Italy, from Altivole. Yeah, we came together because Avi and I moved here more or less at the same time that Paolo did. And then we were looking for some bands, Avi and I, for a while. But then after a while, Sergio joined from Madrid also. And when we were here together, we looked for somebody else to join us. Then we asked Mauro, a colleague from work from Avi, and he introduced us to Paolo. And yeah, I guess that the rest is history.
Yes.
We were lucky because we fit super quickly together playing.
Yeah, and also in the personal aspect, I think that we relate pretty
No.
pretty well with each other.
But that was a long time ago. It's like, when did you meet?
Before COVID.
2019?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Just before the pandemic.
And we should talk a little bit about the name, Ad Meliora.
Yeah, actually we haven't any good idea for a name. So we were just like searching around for phrases in Latin, which is like our common language somehow. And then we were just going through some meanings, and this one was like, okay, this sounds cool. And then the sounds of it came afterwards, actually. So we liked more the sound of the phrase itself.
At the time that we were playing, we started seeing this show that it was called Dark, that is a German show in Netflix. It's like a group of people, and they are called Sic Mundus.
It's true.
And they have this lemma, it's called Sic Mundus Creatus Est. And then we liked a lot the show, all of us, and we were talking about like, oh, maybe something in Latin, it would be pretty nice to have as the name, since it is like our base common language. So we were looking for phrases in Latin, and there is a lot of phrases like there are these three words, no, like Ad Meliora Semper, no, or Nubi Borreo, all of those common phrases. And then we chose Ad Meliora because it was one that sounded the best to us, and also like the meaning, it was kind of nice.
I was listening to your latest single, The Vortex Routine, and he has a very powerful energy. So what's the inspiration behind it?
In the musical part, I think that is we wanted to have a song that it was a little bit like fun to us to play. I think that we tend to try to have music that it is interesting, that it has like some nice elements for people that like music to appreciate, let's say, but also we want to keep it accessible for people. So in a general basis, I think that we tend to have like that type of approach, but I think that in this case we turn a little bit towards like doing a little bit something that we liked a little bit more. It's a little bit more darker also, and it talks a lot. I mean, the lyrics also reflect a little bit on like overthinking and not being able to let things that happen in your past go. So like clench to things that they affect you in a negative way, or like that you are not able to go forward in that sense.
Who came up with the idea of the song?
Usually I work on some riffs at home and I bring them to the rehearsal place, and then we start jamming together on that ideas, and then we start developing. And then when regarding to lyrics, it's usually Pablo, almost always Pablo, the one bringing up the subjects and creating the first draft of the lyrics. And then, of course, we review together. But yeah, that's the way we work. We usually work.
But I was also listening to the EP A Story Untold. It's very cool for me. It's a very good EP. And I could hear some shades of Deftones, a little bit of Pearl Jam, Queens of the Stone Age. Who are some of your biggest influences?
I would say that would depend a lot on who you ask. I think we all have many different musical backgrounds and genres that we love. So yeah, I think it's a little bit depending on who you ask. So for example, for me, I love metalcore, but I also love Deftones. I also love post-rock. So, but then if you ask Pablo, for example, he usually likes old prog rock, for example. So also hip hop. So there's a lot of stuff.
Yes, we are coming from different places, and it's difficult because sometimes, usually you say it's good that everybody bring their influence, but sometimes it's a mess to make the composition. So we keep this progressive math, metal, post-hardcore, post-rock. We're trying to mix all of this and make it mainstream somehow.
I mean, we have a lot of things that we have in common. I think that is like a Venn diagram, no? Like if you put the circles together, there is a lot of room for things that we like each other. I don't know, Norma Jean, for example, we appreciate that all of us.
Yes.
Like, there is some bands and a lot of like genres that I think that we all appreciate.
I think the sound is still like very unique and cohesive in a way.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, cool.
I didn't know that you come from different places. You know what I mean? I mean, music-wise. So that's very interesting. Should we go a little bit more technical? I think we can start talking a little bit about songwriting and producing your songs. It's like if you usually have the same approach and if it varies from a song to song.
I think it kind of varies. It depends. For example, right now we are working on an EP, let's say, probably 4 songs, something like that. So we always start having in mind what kind of EP we want to have. Like maybe we don't want to have all 4 songs like very fast paced and very strong. We like to keep some variety there. So I would say it depends a little bit. If we are just working on a single, it's like more freeform. Like we can go like however we want. But if we start taking things like in group, it's like we try to keep balance the stuff a little bit.
But everyone brings his own idea, or you try to write together a song?
Sergio comes with the main riff, or like almost the main structure of the song, and then when he comes to the rehearsal room, then we try to put our own elements in. In my case, it's like a drum pattern or a drum rhythm or something like that. And then when we feel like the main structure is built, then we discuss together on details and stuff. And at the same time, Pablo comes with ideas, with voice melodies, and afterwards the lyrics.
Yeah, but it changed completely since we have the draft until the song is done. Everybody's putting their own taste, and it has nothing to do. So at the beginning, you don't know how it's going to end. Yes.
And usually it's like the main idea, maybe the main riff, maybe something that it maybe end up being the chorus of the song, or maybe it end up being a bridge or something like that. He usually brings something that we use as the anchor point, and then from there we build the rest, let's say.
And it's mainly Pablo writing the lyrics.
Yeah, it's me, yeah.
Are you sure?
I thought that you meant Paolo, sorry. It is true, for example, in that in the album that you were mentioning, A Story Untold, one thing that it was a little bit particular about that is that we agreed everything from the beginning, in the sense of like how the songs were going to be, intensity-wise, what type of song we wanted in which track, what type of intention the song should have, and more or less what type of lyric. No, maybe not exactly what the lyrics were going to be about, but we wanted this type of lyric or this type of theme to talk about. I think that it changes a little bit from time to time.
I was noticing also the artwork, the visuals that you have for your releases. They're very cool. There is someone in the band working on the artwork, or specifically?
Yeah, you can talk with the guy here.
Yeah, so well at the beginning it was working me and Pablo, but then we divided the task, so I started taking more in charge of that. But when we started in 2019, AI it wasn't still there, so it was all manual. But from the album, we started experimenting with AI, and it was a totally success. Doesn't mean that the AI is doing everything for you. There is a huge work of retouch behind the, and there is long hours deciding what is the direction.
No, but surely AI is making waves in music, from songwriting to production. So you actually see it as a tool or also as a challenge for musicians.
We can have a different point of view, but from my part, it's totally a tool.
There I want to specify that it's a tool for the artwork, not for the music. So we don't use any AI for music.
Yeah, but it's valid for me. You can have ideas about how many combinations of notes can I do here, and you can pick one.
I mean, when you release something, people usually see, okay, look at this nice song, no? But they don't see everything else that it is around it, no? Not even just like the art part, but also like the office work, no? Like what it is, like what it is the production, or like doing all the rest of the stuff. And then when you have a small team of people, like in our case that we are like doing things on our own, basically, there is a lot of tasks that you have to do, and having like that extra hand that you have when you use those type of tools, I think that it is something to consider for sure.
We live in this kind of digital age where I can say promotion is key, and we need to get our music out there. So what's your take on using social media?
I think that is unavoidable.
I think we are not particularly keen on social media. So, I mean, we are not the most active, and you can see it. AI is the new wave, but yeah, socials was the one before, and it's still going on. So, unfortunately, if you are not active and you are not visible in socials, you are going to have a very tough time to get your music out there.
So now I think that musicians have to be half musician, half influencer. No?
You guys produce yourself, or you go to a studio where you have a producer?
No, only ourselves.
Yeah.
The album A Story Untold has been mastered. That is the only thing we haven't done by ourselves for the album. So we sent the tracks, the mix to Gene. How is it called, the guy?
The machine.
Gene Machine. Okay, is the producer for big bands like Fall Out Boy, Lamb of God.
No, I understand. It's like, for me, I was a little bit curious because the sound is very professional and pristine. So I was kind of convinced that you had like a producer. So now I'm surprised that actually you're doing yourself. Cool.
We have a sort of a producer.
Yes, he is the one producer.
Yeah. Sergio makes most of the job on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you take a listen to our first EP that we did, right now I hear that and I am really embarrassed of what I did there. And yeah, I think now it's a very, very good quality that you won't tell the difference with many professionals recorded in nice studios with a lot of money. So at least now I'm happy with the sound I'm getting.
And also it's true that the technology has allowed us also to do that. No, like in the other hand, I mean, we are able to record at home with a really nice quality.
Yeah. I've tried to experiment a little bit. Sometimes I really like a digital sound from an amp, and then I just say, okay, let's use it. So it's like, why wasting time looking for?
Nowadays it's very difficult to tell the difference between the good amp sims. It's, I mean, you really need to pay attention, and in the context of a song, it's very difficult to hear the difference. So yeah, why not going for that?
But then you use real cabs for the bass, for example.
Well, only in the rehearsal room I have the cab, but when we are going to the concerts, I just going with the header, and we say all digital because it's comfortable. I mean, you have less things to have.
Oh, but actually, that's a good question for someone playing bass, which is like I don't hear much. So it's like when you are recording, you go DI, or you prefer to mic and amp?
No. I go totally DI. The only thing I do is I prepare the signal, so I put a compressor. It's the only thing and then I go to DI, and then there is a treatment in the song.
I do the same. I go DI.
Well, I mean, I understand there is a difference, but for me, the benefits to go DI directly, I mean, I don't need a microphone.
I've seen that you have been played a lot in Sweden, around in Sweden. So, do you have any live shows already planned?
Yes, we have a couple of shows. The next one is going to be in here in Stockholm, the 7th of March, in a place called Encore. And then we have another one in Norway, Oslo, at Brugata. And that is going to be in April.
Although we are living in this digital age, still like playing live, it's vital, it's necessary, right?
It's not only about necessary for to get money or whatever it is, because you as a musician, you need it.
Yes.
If I don't play live, if I stay with a band in 2 years and I don't play live, I probably quit.
I think for us it's like the main point of everything, like, or the final result. I mean, you put all these efforts to record and make good stuff, but in the end you want to play live and to show yourself around, basically.
What are some of your future goals as a band?
Personally, one of mine is to play in a festival. I mean, of course, you won't start playing in like a Sweden Rock or something huge. I mean, you can get the exposure to a lot of people, which is something that we are struggling a little bit to get.
I mean, we reach a conclusion that you start growing when you go to big festival. You will never grow doing small concerts.
No, or going viral, no?
I mean,
somehow.
even if you play 300 concerts a year, maybe. But
Yeah, but I think that we all have like the mindset of like growing the band. Being a small band has the challenge of like very difficult to have big exposure. Like you have to pass all those filters, no? Like you have to be an influencer and do all of those stuff. And at the end of the day, you always remain within a certain circle of people, let's say. So like breaking that proximity, I think that is one of the objectives that we have.
But the quality of the things that you are sharing, music-wise, and the content, the videos that you're sharing, I think it's really high quality. So it's going to help for sure.
Yeah. I think that is one of the things that I think we put a lot of love and effort on that. We like to have a good product to share, but at the same time we need to do that other job, no? And we want to have that thing that we put so much love into seen by a lot of people, or the most amount that we can.
And guys, should we share where people can find your music and stay updated on what's coming next?
The biggest place that we share news is Instagram, of course, that it is Ad Meliora Music. You can find there basically all our concerts, all our releases, news, let's say. And I mean, whatever we could share, we mainly share it there, or is the first place we share it. And then we have, of course, if you want to see the music, everything is in Spotify, Apple Music, and all of those streaming platforms. We are basically in almost all of them. And we have videos in YouTube. And for the people that like more alternative platforms, we have Bandcamp and we have SoundCloud and all of those. So basically anything that we can get our hands on.
there's an official website as well.
Exactly.
You don't use like I think the old Twitter, now it's called the X. You haven't tried that one?
No,
No,
we
that
don't.
we don't have. No.
I think I never entered Twitter in my life.
We have also TikTok, for example, and I think we are a little bit lost in that one.
I always say it's like each social media has its own audience, so you never know where you guys are gonna break.
But it's a good medium point, because Facebook is targeting to more old people, but it can work anyway. And TikTok is a young, so Instagram is in the middle point. I think it's a perfect place.
But Facebook is going a little bit off the market, or
But I mean, in Sweden, I find it's pretty popular.
In Sweden, it's still rules.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for joining me today. It was very nice to meet you.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for
It's a
having us.
pleasure.